welcome tonight's Western Valley Conference wrestling duel between Woodbury Central, Odaboat Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove, Ridgeview, and Westwood. We're here in Holstein, Iowa, in frigid temperatures outside, but it's nice and cozy here inside. Looking forward to a duel between the short-handed Wildcats. Missing a couple key people on the lineup, but we're going to put our best foot forward and see what we can get done tonight. I'm going to turn this over to Coach Justin Locke here. My name is Jeff Klingensmith. We're going to do a live stream broadcast. We're going to have all the Woodbury Central matches on tonight, and then we will cover some the other match when Woodbury Central isn't wrestling, but our primary matches will be on Woodbury Central. So, Justin, you can cover kind of what we're looking at tonight, kind of where the Wildcats are shorthanded, and where we're headed to.
Yeah, so coming in tonight, kind of a unique situation. We dropped the duel earlier, a conference duel to West Monona. Put us in a kind of a tough situation. We're keeping that conference duel streak alive. But we fell into a great situation when Kingsley beat West Monona on criteria. It was kind of a surprise to everybody. Gave us a chance tonight, and we still have that opportunity to go in tonight if we can take care of both of these duels and put ourselves in a three-way tie with West Monona, Kingsley, and us. And per all the research that everybody's done, it seems like the conference just does no tiebreakers. It would just be a three-way tie, so we'll be able to keep that streak alive. But that being said, we put ourselves in a little bit more of a precarious situation. We have down a couple of guys here. I know we're going to be missing a 6-pounder. Axel Lindgren wasn't going to be able to be with us tonight. And Kyan Schultzen, our 70-pounder, sometimes wrestles 60 for us, also isn't going to be able to be here for us tonight. Lost a couple guys along the way here, some ineligibility and such. So, yeah, we're going to have to really work at it and give it our best tonight to try to get that conference streak alive. Some of the wrestlers you'll probably be looking at tonight here, just overall for all three teams. Some of the kind of the marquee guys that might be known a little bit more statewide. Brian Beaver for Woodbury Central, 120 pounds, currently ranked 12th by IA Wrestle. Ryder Cooley at 132 pounds, ranked 4th by IA Wrestle as a district qualifier. Derek Gilbert for Westwood. Finished 4th last year in the Western Valley Conference, was a district qualifier last year. Max McGill was a state qualifier for Woodbury Central at 160 pounds. He finished 1st in the conference last year. Kyan Schultzen, who won't be with us, was a district qualifier last year. And Jackson DeWald finished 2nd last year in the state finals, lost in overtime to one of the 10-olds. He is back fresh off an injury from football. Wrestled 4 times this year, 4-0 right now.
So we're going to do some starting lineups here for all 4 teams that's in attendance tonight. Like I said, we will duel Odaboat Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove, and Westwood. We will not have Ridgeview, or is there 3 duels tonight, Justin?
No, we will not have Ridgeview. It's just Westwood and OABCIG. So I don't have a lot of info right now on Ridgeview just because we're not going to be competing with them tonight.
Yeah, so the Wildcats will have 2 duels tonight. 2 key duels, like Justin said earlier. It's really a chance to have a tie for the conference championship tonight if we take care of business, but we're down a couple guys that one's out for both of them. I'll call it, they're out not feeling so well under the weather, so really got an uphill battle and gonna have to have probably an upset in the Westwood duel to kind of make this work. I think got to find a way to get that 8th win. I would say 7-7. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah,
it's looking like right now, just forfeit-wise, that puts us in quite a bit of a hole. And then we got some kind of lopsided matchups that look like they may go Westwood's way. So it's looking like we really got to pull out everything that we can pull out and maybe pull up an upset or 2. And if we didn't pull up an upset or 2, we really got to kind of have a lot of bonus points. And it may even come down to a criteria situation, which the forfeit one's down there at about 5th. But that would definitely get us, I think, in a tough spot if it went to that one, because we're probably going to have more forfeits. Westwood's definitely got more of a roster to spread those guys out, put guys out in the mat where we maybe can't. So that might be where it gets us if it comes down to forfeits, unless something else would come into play.
So we'll see what it looks like when we put our guys out on the mat, and I'm sure Coach Thomas has a game plan. that will give us a chance. He always studies it, and I know he's probably in a little bit of emergency mode on his way over here, just because of not having everybody on the roster show up, but we will do our best.
Yeah, and on top of that, we got, then there's always some just unlucky situations. So some of those situations we kind of put ourselves in, as a team, and but some of them injuries, right? So we got Casey Newman, dislocated shoulder right before we went on that winter break there. He's back and dressed tonight. I'm not quite sure if they're going to be really ready for him to go. He says he feels good, but we also have an injury to Blaze Sanford, who's another starter for us, and looks like he has kind of a bone contusion and a dislocated kneecap. So he's gonna be out for us for tonight. So yeah, a couple of them we kind of are self-inflicted, and a couple of them are just kind of the way things go in a tough sport like wrestling. So we're down some guys, but I know one of the philosophies of our program is definitely no excuses. I think we definitely have a more talented squad. No offense to anybody else listening there. Than across the board, I think we have more talent. It's just the numbers that we're playing with here. So we'll see if we can get it done with the guys we brought.
Yep, that's all we can do. So we'll get rolling. They're announcing starting lineups. This might take a little time. It looks like Ridgeview's bringing out all their youth wrestlers. Kind of a tradition we've seen here at a lot of duels. The home team is announcing all of their youth wrestlers that participate and having them walk out with their varsity wrestlers. So kind of a neat thing for kids.
Well, the thing is that maybe some people aren't quite aware of is how important a youth program is to the high school program. Really getting kids involved and invested from a youth age and keeping them in the sport. It's definitely a tough sport. A lot of tears coming out at youth wrestling tournaments if you haven't been to one. Keeping a kid coming back for more after stuff like that's really important. So having a strong youth program really lends itself to having a good high school program.
Yes, we've been fortunate in Woodbury Central to have a good pipeline of kids coming through. The cupboards have never really been bare for the Wildcats. I know we're pretty excited about the youth kids that we have. I think we're a little light 8th grade wise this year. 7th grade, it seems like that's a pretty big wrestling class.
Yeah.
So that will be helpful. And, it's kind of been a Woodbury Central thing. As long as you get a good class every 2 years, it seems to work out pretty well for us. So we're excited about that. Obviously, this freshman class that came in this year was a little bit inexperienced, but the numbers are there.
Yep.
So, and they have a good work ethic out in the room, so we couldn't ask for anything more out of those guys.
Yep. Shifting gears on the topic, too, I always like coming back after winter break. I know there's that 2 pounds that's out there, and you always see a lot of shifts in where people are going to be in the lineups. Maybe a lot of guys like to get down there to that scratch weight right before they leave, and then they get that 2 pounds and they get back. So a lot of weight classes might be a little bit different. Some guys that have been wrestling one place all year might be somewhere else. And so we'll see where it falls and who matches up with who, not just for this duel, but moving forward. And it's always fun to see where people change around.
On Saturday at Tripoli, there could be some major changes over there. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun to be at. And we will be announcing that tournament as well. But that's a fun tournament to be at.
There's a lot of high-level guys there this year. I know that's not new, but there's been some years where it was a little lighter than what we usually see. But this year, that's not the case. There are some loaded weight classes. But again, we don't know where everybody's going to go. But whether they're all at one weight class or another, there's going to be some very high-level wrestlers there. And whether you're a Woodbury Central fan or just a wrestling fan, you're going to see some good wrestling at that one.
And I'm excited to bring that back to Northwest Iowa. I hope a lot of people in Northwest Iowa see that, because I remember going over there, Racket and Bo's freshman year, and it was one of my favorite. From that point on, they dim the lights. It's a small gym.
Yep.
The excitement's there. The intensity's there. You got Lisbon. You got South Winnipeg. Wapsie Valley. I mean, that year they had Denver was there, and they were really good.
Yes.
Denver's still there at that tournament, but oh man, the excitement and the intensity, and it gives you goosebumps.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, if you at Northland, they did the same thing with the lights and everything like that, and I would assume that's kind of an Eastern Iowa thing that they do over there. I'd love to see them bring it over to this side of the state. I mean, that really just adds a lot of energy. It makes it exciting to be part of the finals. My son was in the finals bracket, was in the finals his sophomore year, and he was excited to be part of that whole show and be on there in the lights. And kids like that stuff.
Yeah.
That gets them hyped up, and it gives them that recognition. That's what keeps them coming back for more. yeah, it's great to see those kind of things, and we've seen it twice over there at Northland, and we'll see it again at Tripoli this weekend. And it's a real fun tournament. A lot of high level wrestling. You're going to see. We'll talk about it more next week, but there's a lot of guys that got. Just looking at the data earlier today, guys that got 5th and 6th at that tournament that are state qualifiers and state place winners that placed 4th and 5th at that tournament. So it's a for as small as a tournament is, just a 10-teamer. Yeah, it's loaded up.
Yeah, well, and you know, for our kids and you know our conference and other teams we wrestle over here. When we go over there and we wrestle that competition, say we get some wins against some high-level guys, and we bring that back. Boy, you know, people don't understand the seeding criteria and how the state tournament works and how critical that is. And I mean, a lot of teams in Northwest Iowa, 1A teams, should be thanking us for traveling. Even 2A, if we hit some 2A teams, for driving over there and wrestling that competition, because we bring some wins, and if they sneak up and bite us and they get a win over us, they get some big team points. I mean,
yeah, that's a lot of the I don't think that we just travel. I think maybe there's a misconception that we just travel just because we don't think that anybody's good over here and we have to go somewhere else. We're getting out there to see other guys that we're trying to get criteria over in state tournaments and such. I know if you go to the Ida Grove tournament, Don Bosco comes all the way over here now, and I'm sure that's for the same exact reason. They're over there in eastern Iowa, where I know there's a lot of wrestling over there, a lot of towns closer together. So they travel all the way over here for that reason. They want to see some guys from over here that are gonna. People are gonna make it to state from wherever the district they're at, whether it's a strong district or a weak district. There's guys that are gonna be there. So having a chance to wrestle them or wrestle guys that wrestled them is gonna help you when you get there. So
every district's going to send 2 guys. It don't matter where it's coming from. You might as well go find them and wrestle them. So, you know, that's there's so much truth to that. I know I was talking to Tim Reese a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about that same topic, and he said, Jeff, that benefited his son Cole. He got like a 7 seed last year and put him in a different position at the state tournament. Yeah. And he was fortunate enough to wrestle through the tournament place. I mean, and like Tim said, who knows if there weren't teams doing that and coming over and him wrestling that. Maybe he doesn't get seeded. Maybe he gets the 16th seed because he gets drawn into the darn thing, and he gets the 1 seed, cross brackets back, and da. There's a lot of scenarios that can run into.
Absolutely.
We're going to get the national anthem here real quick. We'll be back here after the national anthem.
Yeah, but getting back on the topic you were talking about, there's a lot of truth to be said in, you want to win, you got to beat them all, right? So it doesn't really matter, you got to beat them all. But when it comes to a high-level tournament like that, not everybody can be the champ, and it's a big accomplishment to be a place winner. And yes, your position and where you're set up in that bracket can make a giant difference. I'm totally behind the people that liked it the old way. I grew up with the old way where they just draw everybody in, and it gives everybody that one shining moment chance. You might get drawn into a great spot and get a chance to get a place where if you were seated out, you wouldn't. But that also puts some other people in a pretty unfair position that maybe get there, and we had guys before that were like the first and second guys in the state wrestling each other because they were from different districts, and they maybe got upset at districts, so they got drawn in to get somebody, got in the same quad. I can get both sides of it, but to your point, yes, going out now more than ever, going out and seeing other wrestlers from across the state is super important when it comes to that state tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play with the cards we're dealt right now, and they want to seed the state tournament, so you got to find the best avenue to make sure you get in that game, right? And you got to go face the competition, and that's just the important part about it.
the seeding, to me, it doesn't even just benefit the guys that are going to, try to, the guys that are maybe, they're going to be a place winner. Honestly, you think about it, if you're seeding it and then you get in that backside, you also are in a better position to say, I got a better chance at winning a match here, and then I'm only one away from placing, where before you might say, hey, I lost, and now I got to wrestle the guy that's potentially going to come all the way back and get third in this thing right off the bat because he got in a bad spot, and now I'm up against him, and he's upset, and he's coming with everything now because his whole year's on the line. Now you got a little bit better of a more, a better matchup for you where you can go out there and try to compete for a win and get yourself in a spot being one away from a medal. So it helps everybody, really, I think.
Yep, it extends the opportunities for everybody. I'll be honest. The first year they said they were seeded, I was thumbs down on the deal because some of the excitement is, say what you want, upsets at district, having a high-level guy coming as a number 2, hitting a winner of a district. It might be the 1-2 right around first round. I know I've gone. Before they seeded it, I remember it was the year Alex Thompson was probably a freshman, and. I paid to go to that second round just to watch that match. I mean, it was him and it's a West kid from Albert. I think they weren't at Albert. I forget where, but they transferred from Solon. They were at Solon when they finished, but they were at a smaller school before that. But I paid just to watch that match. After that match, I ended up leaving. I just was there for that. We're starting off here at 132. We got Carter Black wrestling. Justin's looking up who he is wrestling against. Nice takedown by Carter. Working for a nice return. He's going to get out of bounds. He's still going to be on his feet. Coach Thomas called him to go neutral here. So we're back on our feet. 2-1 is the score. And the camera is on the right camera. So you'll see Woodbury Central will be home team on the scoreboard here. So what you see in the bottom right-hand corner is correct, and that is our match. So there's Carter Black with a nice takedown. Just missed hitting the half there. He's going to let him up intentionally, so it will be 4-2 Carter in the lead. Carter needs a good match like this. He needs some mat time. He needs to gain that confidence. We really need a fall, but we do need his mat time at the varsity level to go up, so it'll give him more confidence.
All right, having trouble finding it on track here, so give me a couple seconds.
Punch that left arm. Yep, keep that. Now settle in. He's got plenty of time. 27 seconds. He needs to sink his hips down and his chest back here and lift his head to show the ref. He's got to sink his hips down, chest back, get more chest to chest here, but looks 10 seconds left on the clock. Gets the fall with 8 seconds remaining in the first period. Carter Black with the win. The Wildcats are in their white singlets tonight. We're trying to get track wrestling to work here.
Yeah, so I got it up. I'm just not having trouble bringing up this particular duel's not showing up for us, so I may not be always aware of who's wrestling until I can get to go here, but for OABCIG, that is.
Ryder Cooley here at 138. It looks like they're not sending out Neiman. It looks like it must be Matthew Holbrook is who they're sending out. That's not Neiman, is it?
No, that is not Neiman. I'm wondering, was Carter's a JV match? I'm wondering, Carter Black's. Maybe that's why it's not up yet.
Okay, that was a JV match there for Carter. This is 132 varsity match. That must be why you didn't see it there, Justin. So this is a varsity match, 132. Nice, nice. I like that Ryder's coming out early, putting points on the board, not filling the guy out. You know, I talked to his dad about that a couple days ago, and now I think that match that he had over in North Lynn in the finals where that kid just came out like a bull right in a china shop right out of the bat, you know, really was good for Ryder to have that match. And Ryder ended up, that was a big win. You know, I watched that kid the first round. I said, this is exactly what Ryder Cooley needs. He needs a kid that's just going to come out and start boxing and throwing haymakers right away. And
yeah, Ryder, I think, has definitely stepped up this year in terms of, you know, he's always been a little bit of a bulldog. He doesn't talk a lot, but he gets real excited and get a lot of emotion out there on the mat once he gets a big win. But he's really come out, I think, and been a lot more of an explosive wrestler this year with his takedowns and getting after things. He really loves this. He loves to go with the double wing. He'll like to sit and scoop that if he can finish it out there.
I believe this is Blake Corbin from Odebolt Arthur. This is real tight. This is going to be real tough for Blake to get out of. Ryder's got that pretty tough. He's going to get called for potentially dangerous there. Put that right hand up over the shoulder blade, and the refs just don't like that. So it puts a lot of pressure on that shoulder, and they will call her pretty quick when you get that hand up there. They even call that quick in college level.
Yeah. So again, there we go. Track's now up. So yeah, this is Blake Corbin.
I like how Ryder's putting that wing right on his hip.
So Blake Corbin's a freshman, so that's going to be a tough matchup coming in before as a seasoned wrestler like Ryder. State qualifier for him a couple years ago. Last year did not make the state, but we had a tough district last year. Yeah. So you can't always go ahead and look who qualified for what. There's plenty of district qualifiers that are a lot lower level than people that maybe never saw districts, but that's definitely not always the tail of the tape here. Ryder's definitely going to have the advantage over a freshman coming in and learning to wrestle, but also being a freshman, he's 9-7 this year, so he's got some wins under his belt. So it's good for a freshman to come in and get some victories. Kind of hard to keep wrestlers around sometimes when it's not feeling successful. It's a hard sport to lose in. You're out there all by yourself. So get somebody to stick with it, get a couple wins, that'll bring you back. So
yeah, I like how he's riding here. He's putting a lot of pressure on it. I mean, I think Ryder's going to get a reversal here, but I like the pressure that he's putting on. Yeah,
definitely making him work for it. I mean, it's easy to give up that switch when that arm gets kind of a lot of pressure on it there and that arm gets barred out, but he's sticking with it, switching off to a little bit of a double look here to keep the riding time going, if there was riding time, but keep him down on the mat. I'm going to guess that the 9-0 lead here, he doesn't want to go neutral again, and he doesn't want to get on the bottom, so he's probably trying to go for that pinning combination, but Ryder comes around and gets that reversal. He's probably going to right back to that wing.
He's got to run this right up to his head. He's got to really run this toward his head to get this tilt. He's looking for a tilt here. It's a good idea. He's got to run that and build him up right on top of his hip.
He'll run that over, and when they don't go, he'll flip him back the other way pretty good sometimes too. So if he won't go this way, he'll hump him back the other way. But looks like he's going over.
That's tight.
Yep.
Good match there by Ryder Cooley. He gets the fall in the second period. Tristan Jessen reporting to the head table right now. This will be against Bo Neiman.
Yeah, if they send out their straight-up guy to be Bo Neiman, that looks like who's going over there. So Bo's going to be one of their top dogs for OABCIG.
Yeah, I would say this would be one of their key matchups here.
Yep.
I mean, for the night in this duel, this should be one of the better matches we'll watch.
So Neiman, dad, coach, brothers wrestled, wrestling family there. That always helps when you grow up with some brothers that wrestled. Getting that experience there in the house on the living room floor. Tristan wasn't with us last year, but he's definitely showing. We missed him last year. This year he's coming out and getting some good victories. Bo Neiman got 4th last year at conference.
Yeah, Bo's always been right on the verge of taking the leap, and hopefully this year he keeps on improving. He is a senior, so.
So Tristan's going to get into those wrist ties. He likes to get a hold of that guy's wrist. That's really what he's going to go for. He does a great job of controlling them once he gets a hold of those. Causes a lot of problems for some guys if they're not used to a guy that wrestles like that. And he's going to tie up those arms of Neiman, and Neiman's going to need to get those free if he wants to clear the arms and get a shot. So. Got to keep him on here. He's got good positions. So he's going to pull him back on.
Got to pull him onto the mats here.
Got plenty of time to work
now
with.
Can run him across the mat to finish this off. There's two. Good takedown by Tristan.
So Tristan's going to be, he's strong. He's going to be a strong rider. Never really worried with Tristan gets on the bottom about getting pinned. He's tough. He's been turned once this year. We asked him in practice. Once, yep, he got turned at the Northland tournament in his first match. I would think he would probably agree with you. He didn't wrestle his best match that one. That's the only time he's got back points this year. So sure. He's kind of pretty tough from all positions. This is something I don't usually see from Tristan going for a cradle here.
Yeah. So. This is a little odd for Tristan.
Yeah, it's not what I remember Tristan's style being, but as we grow and we try new things, that's when we become a more diverse wrestler and really a more dominant wrestler when you have something that you go to, but you have a secondary thing that's just as strong. So that's good seeing him getting out there and doing some different stuff. That'll pay off.
Short time here. Good return by Tristan.
You know, a little sidebar thing. Coach football, so I'm always thinking a little football in the back of my mind. Got a couple of good football programs here, too, that made a pretty good run here this last season. So that's always fun to see some of those guys. I'm not quite sure of Bo. I don't know if he's a football player or not. I know Tristan's not. He's a cross-country guy. But so talking football now that these two are necessarily out in the gridiron, but good matchup with a couple good football players. Football and wrestling go hand in hand quite a bit, so it's always good to see how that translates to the mat with some guys.
Yes. I know Bo's brother Jake, he had a spectacular game in the state finals.
Yeah, he was definitely a go-to for Cooper DeJean, so they still got it done without him that year, but I know that Cooper had to do a little bit more of a one-man show without Neiman there.
Yeah. I think Jake's still wrestling. He wrestles in some of those stalemate events that they have down in Des Moines. I think he's wrestled in both of them that they've had.
Yeah, it's a hard bug to shake. Not everybody goes to the second level. That's not for everybody. But if you wrestled at any point, you always kind of have that little inkling to kind of wanted to see if you still got it and get out there again and go grapple with some guys. So good for him.
Even you took the mat last night after practice.
I got roped in that. I had a hard time sleeping last night. Little kink in my neck. So I would like to say that if I had known I was going to wrestle a live match, I would have warmed up. But I also know that's a lie. I wouldn't have. I'm too lazy for that now. So that was nice. That was very nice. Tristan's just got to stay up here.
He's going to give up. He's going to give up a takedown. He's going to be down 3-2 here. Like you said earlier, we're never really worried with Tristan being on bottom. He's very, very flexible, very strong. So,
the other thing I always find interesting about Tristan is, Woodbury Central traditionally, as bottom wrestlers, we're getting escapes. We're getting out. We want to get to our feet. Tristan will get a lot of reversals. He really gets himself in a position where the guy might want to let him go to give him one, but he's already in position to get the two. So he gets quite a bit of reversals.
Yep, he does. Good
nice mat return.
Neiman. He's got a wing. He's got that isolated there. Not really too concerned with it. Tristan will be.
Yeah, Tristan's doing a good job of getting his body in a position where that wing's not really going to affect him. You get bellied out there, and that's a problem. And here we go. This is where I'm talking about. He gets himself in these spots where the guy wants to give him one, but he's going to end up with two. Might get a defensive fall here.
He's going to get the defensive fall.
There it is, I think. Oh, boy, that was close. And there he is with the 2, and he's going to get back as well.
He's got 10 on the clock.
He is definitely, there he gets the fall. He is definitely a funky, scrappy wrestler, and he's difficult to deal with. Those long arms and legs and his strength, he's tough to deal with. That was a nice win.
Yeah, that was a good win.
And that's tough for Bo. I'm sure he felt like that match was going his way and going well for him, and then just...
Yeah, I mean, I can't say he did anything wrong there. It's just Tristan's really dangerous.
Yep.
I mean, he's not a guy I would really take a lot of chances with. It has to be locked up and secure. And even at that point, I'm not sure I'd spend a lot of time on top.
No.
Heading to 145 or 152. No, we're at 145.
We're at 145. Yeah. We have Zach Butler for Woodbury Central and Maddox Lance for OABCIG.
Okay. He's not on the roster.
See if I got any info on Maddox Lance
here. It's going to really stretch. This is what happens over Christmas break.
Yeah.
Is somebody new just shows up here and must not have any matches so far this year, or Coach Locke would have him down there.
Yeah, I don't have any data on Maddox Lance, so he's either a Christmas edition, or maybe he was injured. Maybe he's just coming off an injury. You know, a lot of times that can happen with guys. Again, going back to football, we can have some football injuries, and then they just kind of get over those finally and come back after Christmas break here. So,
you know, I will say I'm looking over there at the stands, and it's nice to see Ridgeview. Look how many little guys they have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really good to see.
Yeah, I thought it looked like a large group, too, when they were lined up over there ready to come out.
Deb Voss is telling me we got the wrong scoreboard on our feed, but I am not agreeing with that. They don't have the right weight class up there.
Yeah, I would agree.
Our score is 0-0. The score down there, I think they're still wrestling JV matches down there, unless so they're still at 32. Yeah, I think that's JV's matches down there still on that mat. Because that would be Izzy Deeds, I believe, out there. I believe that's a JV match over there.
Well, I did not see takedown here, and I know we have 2 pins, so 12-0 I think is what we're leading
by. We're going to the second period, so.
Yep. So they have the wrong weight, that's for sure. I mean, this is not 113, this is 145.
So we're going to the second period, 0-0.
Another nice mat return. So OABCIG's had a couple back-to-back nice mat returns. Those could take the energy out of you. Get a couple of those in a row. Those will start to get hard to come back from.
Yeah, you know those are critical when college coaches get excited about them. They really like big mat returns.
Yes.
It takes the wind right out of guys. All that effort they had of standing up is completely blown out in gas. So.
Yeah, the thing about them, too, is that kids struggle with them a lot, but it's just because they don't get their hands and their body in the right position. They got to get off to the side there and really get to the side of the body to pick them up. A lot of times they'll try to go right from behind and pick them up, and it's like picking up a big giant sack of potatoes. So a lot of times because they struggle with that, they'll go to that heel spike, and those things are great. They just don't take it out of you like a big hard mat return does.
Yes. Well, that far mat, Izzy Deeds, one of the high-level girls wrestlers in the state of Iowa, just got a big fall down there in the match she was wrestling, and Izzy's probably one of the top girl wrestlers in the state.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember her place. I know she did place last year. I don't know why I want to say 6th. I'm probably just making up things that my old brain remembers, but I know she was a place winner last year, and she's been doing it for a long time. She's a good athlete. She played basketball. She wrestled. I wouldn't be surprised if she played football. She's just a tough girl, and she's tough to deal with. If I wouldn't want to wrestle her whether I was a boy or a girl. I'd be like, this is gonna be a match.
Yeah, she's good. She's gonna. I like good. I like that snap that Butler had there.
I know.
Get physical here.
Yeah, I know. Earlier we talked a lot about his hands and feet was what he's working on. He'll still hit some patches of it, but I think he's gotten better about it.
Yep. You know, I was looking at their goal sheets when I was at practice on Monday or Wednesday. I can't remember what day. It would have been Monday. And that was something he had on his goal sheet. Get better at moving my hands and feet. So he recognizes kind of what he's dealing with.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, that was terrible. Darn it. He did everything there and just ran a little bit too hard to chase that. So.
Yep. And really there, you know, I see Coach Thomas cheering at him and telling him there's nothing hurt. There really isn't. You're going to like the aggressiveness there. You're still in this match. There's really, if you stay aggressive, this is where your conditioning is going to pay off. Down 3, you can easily pick that back up. I don't know if, I know that you did, Jeff. I don't know if anybody watched the Southern Scuffle-Ayala match, but apparently if you are dedicated to it and you're in pretty good condition, you can come back from about anything. Cause he was down by 7, and he came back and rocked the dude on domination drill. So it'd be nice to see Butler get after this guy here and see if he can get some nice takedowns and come back into this one.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm a huge Drake Ayala fan. I'm a huge Shriver fan. Those are my 25-33 guys for the Hawks, that I'm excited to watch. But from who Drake Ayala is, he's going to go out there and perform like Tom and Terry Brands did. Hard-nosed, wrestle you every point on the mat, and then but you get him off the mat, he's probably the nicest kid you could be. So, we were fortunate enough to spend a lot of time around Drake, and Bo's wrestled Drake a couple times throughout high school, but it's going to be fun to watch those guys, I know Bo said that he's hoping he gets a chance someday to get back on the mat about Drake, and I hope Bo works hard enough that he does get that opportunity. But Drake's had a really high level of wrestling right now, and you could tell at the Southern Scuffle where he's at.
So we're getting into a time situation here where Butler's going to have to get probably a little bit more aggressive than he wants and take some chances. But we're getting down to about the 30-second mark, so one takedown's not going to cut it. So we really got to hit something big here.
No,
and he got 2 on him. So again, no information on Maddox here, but I know Butler's a pretty decent wrestler. He's just a freshman, but he's pretty decent, so I'm going to imagine that Maddox must be someone who was injured or hurt or just decided to come out, maybe a transfer, I don't know, but he seems like he's a pretty decent wrestler.
Yeah, he's a good addition to their team no matter what, so. Two seconds left, down 6-1.
So that's going to cut the lead to 9 in favor of the Wildcats. And again, those are the surprises that after break can bring you. I'm sure nobody knew who this wrestler was when they came out. Sometimes that's best, but sometimes maybe you're overlooking them because at this point in the season you think no matches.
Yeah.
This guy's probably just a newbie or coming out. You just really never know. So you got to come out and wrestle every match. Your style, 100%. Not that I don't think Butler did. I think Butler came after. He ran into a quality match right there.
I thought he had some nice snaps. Yeah. He put the guy in some unique positions, but we didn't capitalize on him and score. And that kid, he scored big right at the end of that second period where we kind of got a little too aggressive in a position, and then it puts us under, our back against the wall in the third period.
So we're sending out here Preston Zelmer. So it's good to see Z, as we call him in the room here, get a little varsity mat time. He works really hard. He really wants to get after it. He works. He asks questions. It's good to see people get their opportunity. He is a freshman, and he's going to be coming out here against Carson Hofling, who's a sophomore for OABCIG. Carson's 1-4 on the season. Preston's 2-1, which is just his varsity record. He's wrestled a number of JV matches and done pretty well as well.
Yeah, he's had a really good JV stretch. Preston he wants to learn. He wants to get better. I mean, I haven't seen him for a little bit. I missed some Christmas break practices, but boy, he's grown into his body, and he's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's dropped some pounds over the course of the season here. I don't know if that's intentional or just through good diet and hard work, and sometimes things just come off. Being a freshman, he's probably still got a pretty immature body and still got some of that, extra on you that he's got to build into muscle. And I know his weight's kind of dropping a little bit, so I'm not sure what he's going to do with his weight class as we move forward. I know he was pretty close to being at 45 today, and I don't know if that's where he actually weighed in or not, but he's right on the edge of that. So I'm not sure if that's his plans as the season moves forward to drop down there or not, but wrestling 52 for us right now.
I'll tell you what, the attitude is there.
Yes.
I mean, that's the best part about it is he's one of the kids that, he's fun to coach. He's fun to see, watch in the room. He's always very, very positive.
He's got a butcher chance right here.
Yep.
He's got to get above that elbow. Just keep working it. A little low on the arm, it looks like, with one of those hands there. If you get them both above that elbow there.
That's all right. He really put a lot of pressure on him there.
Nice job stopping that switch right there. Don't want to give up any points here right at the end. Oh, had a good chance some back points there. So this kid's liking the switch. So Preston's going to have to recognize that. If he chooses down, that's probably what his go-to is going to be.
Yeah.
So speaking earlier of, Neiman with the dad coach and the family of wrestling, Preston's also comes from a wrestling family. He's got a brother that was pretty good wrestler for Woodbury Central, and he had a dad that was pretty good wrestler for Kingsley Pearson.
Yes.
So, but Dad, if he's listening to this later, he may not agree with it completely, or his buddies might, but Dad made the right decision. Dad came to the blue and white.
Yeah.
I used to wrestle his dad, and he was a good wrestler.
Yep,
so
he was really good wrestler.
So maybe, to be honest, we're pretty fortunate that he brought his kids here. Yes. Otherwise, they'd probably be on the other side of things, and we'd be struggling with some of the Zelmers. So
yep, very blessed to have them in our community.
Run that, Z. Nice. There you go. Sink those hips. Oh, jump over. Let it go.
He's got two back.
Yep, he just got it. Yep. Get a single there. Here. Get off your belly.
Build up. Come on, Z. He's going to go for reversal. Be down up 4-2.
Yeah, the key here is when you get that lead, just not sitting. He's just got to keep on moving, keep going. Just get anything here. Got 50 seconds to work with. Any points put you into that kind of that, basketball talk, maybe that 2-possession lead where you can get up where a takedown doesn't kill you. There he goes.
Nice.
You're
Get
out.
One here. Get one
He's
here.
out
Straight
there.
Out.
There we go. Get right back on your offense. That's what you want to do here, not sit on it. I think a lot of times when we get into matches, especially when, varsity and you're not used to wrestling varsity and we feel that win and it's so close and we're only a few seconds away from it, we want to kind of sit on leads a little bit. But he needs to stay in attack mode here and get his offense going and score again. Always looking to score.
Yeah, it's critical that we don't give up nothing here. We'd like to get a takedown.
There we go.
There, nice. I'll tell you what, there's a direct correlation with showing up and putting an effort in what our coaching staff can do for a kid. Right here's proof in the pudding. Like, from where he started day one of this season to where he is right now, I mean, he looks a lot different. And, I mean, it's because he's bought in. He really believes it. And he has support. Mom and Dad support it. They know how the system works.
It's so important to have obviously the number one thing is the kid buying in. You have to be the one that believes if mom and dad are forcing you to go and you don't want to do it, that's not going to work. But when you bought in and mom and dad are behind it and they're going to kind of give you that extra nudge, it's tough coaching. You got to have that support from home if you really want it to work, and he's got that. So I think I'm expecting good things from him out of the next 4 years. So
Nice turn, face.
He's out.
Now
He's just got to get up here. All right, just avoid the throw. There you go. He really likes this spot. He likes the 2-on-1 wrist. That's what you see him doing in the room quite a bit. Like to see him switch it off into a drag or something like that he can really get that guy's body moving. He used to be able to score this here. Get on the chin.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to get on the chin or he's going to get a lookout on him.
We worked on that.
There you got the drag by. Oh, no, he stopped it. That was a nice job by Z because that guy had the drag.
He's going to run and he's going to knee slide into this. Yep. Attack one. Attack one side. Yep, now you're fine. Head lever. Get the head lever.
Go for the half. There you go.
Oh, darn it. 8-4, 24 seconds left.
And, obviously we're looking at Woodbury Central broadcast here, and we're going all in for Z, but that's why you just keep wrestling through positions for the OABCIG kid.
Yeah.
He could have easily got turned right there. He just keeps wrestling through position. He ends up with 2 points. So keep wrestling through positions. Don't give everything up so easy.
Yeah, good match.
That's a nice win for him. Nice varsity win. He'll be happy with that. He should be happy with that.
Good win. So we're going to have Max McGill, and I think that's Hemer. Is that Zach Hemer?
I think it is. I'll have to check on it, though, for it to come up here.
I don't think that is. Oh, we'll see. Should be, but.
Could be Colby Wolf.
Oh, Colby Wolf. Oh, Hemer's up at 70.
We got some track issues, it looks like, having a little trouble checking in over here. Yeah, I don't think that's Hemer. It's got to be. It must be Colby Wolf. We'll find out here in a moment, though. It is going to be Max McGill, though. So, Max is, if you haven't watched Max this year, he's going to be all gas, no brakes. Sometimes I think that a little patience would serve him well. He gets impatient quickly. If a guy doesn't want to engage with him, he definitely wants to force that engagement, and that's works to his advantage. Sometimes he'll take some shots that he knows maybe aren't his best, but he does not want to wait around. He wants to get on you, and he wants to get on you now. So I'd expect him to come out and do that here. Finally got that mask off. I'm sure that's got to be a relief to be wrestling without the mask. That I know was not his favorite thing. He got his nose rebroken and reset. Took some time off a little bit before break there, and now he's back mask-free. I know he had some bloody noses in practice, though, so I'm sure that's going to be something he's going to deal with here for a couple of years. But
a little track wrestling break here. Track wrestling works great, and then you get a little technical difficulties every once in a while. It's really sensitive to the Wi-Fi connection. I bet you they're working on Wi-Fi. I'm
sure that it is. Track wrestling can be a real pain, but I have to tell you, I lived a life without it. I don't know how we ever did it. I was talking to my son. He just was blown away that he's like, so what'd you have to do? You just had to wait out in the hallway to see who you wrestled? I said, hey, you just waited around and they put the brackets up, and then you go out just like all the other fans and check out where your seed was and see who you had first round. You had no cell phone to take a picture of it. And that's what he said to me. He exactly said that. He goes, then when you finally got to the front, you just take a picture? I said, with what? And he's like, oh, that's right. I said, yeah, you just had to keep going back out in the hallway and say, well, who do I got next? And I said, the worst thing about it was I probably shouldn't have even cared. Should have just went out, hey, it's whoever I'm wrestling, I'm going to go out and wrestle my match. But kids do that. They want to know who the guy is and, what's he ranked or, who this guy beat. But, yeah, just all that's coming off of the track thing is just – I look at track for everything. You can find anything and everything on there now. You can find out who somebody lost to in the second round of whatever tournament 3 years ago. But back in our day, it was go out and check the wall bracket, just like the old little kid tournaments. On the format there, I think they're still wrestling junior varsity matches. So
might be a little long. We might have a long break here between matches. I'm going to play some commercial videos of our sponsors here while we wait for track wrestling to catch up. So just hold on, and we'll be back.
Hard to build your farming operation into a way of life. How do you manage your risk? How often do you review your insurance coverage? It's important to surround yourself with a team that knows how to protect your farm. Let EGR Insurance take the guesswork out of managing your farming risk. You've worked hard to build your farming operation. EGR is here to help protect what you have built. Contact us for the EGR Advantage.
Welcome back. Quick track wrestling break, I'll call it. We got Max McGill out. He is wrestling Kobe Wolf from Woodbury Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove.
Yeah, that's got to be my guess. Track's still not bringing it up, so I don't know if it's an internet thing or what, but Max hit a nice little shot there. He likes that boot, scoot right by. Go ahead and tension release on him.
Looks like they're recording it on paper over there. So
oh, gotcha.
you might not get an update. Nice takedown there by Max. Hits a quick half.
Yeah, that loud
Looking
thud
for
is.
the fall.
It's a familiar sound with Max. I have to admit, I'm partial to the big explosive lift takedowns. I like to see those. They're always fun to watch, and he's definitely always looking for those. He's definitely a football player. He wants to blast through those and pick them up.
Nice.
And then there's that boot scoot again. He really likes that one. At a certain point, that's going to probably take the wind out of this kid's sails here.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler, so, wrestlers are, they're going to keep coming back to the middle. They're going to keep wrestling, but that's got to definitely be a pretty demoralizing feeling to have somebody kind of just keep lifting in the air like that, put you back down.
Nice shot there. He's looking for a high crotch. Short time here. Be nice to get a takedown. 12-4 into the first period.
Probably shouldn't have done the release at the end of the period there, but again, I think that's Max is all gas, no brakes. He's not watching the clock. You can't fault him for that.
Nope.
There's no watching the clock. He's just on the go. So free point there, but we got a 12-5 lead, so I'm sure he's pretty confident with that. Everybody might have a little bit of a caution there, but again, another nice mat return by OABCIG.
Yeah.
I've been pretty impressed with them on that. That's another one in my book that's a locked hands, but that got missed. That's another one in my book I really like. I like a good hard mat return, and it's been missing from our repertoire this year from Woodbury Central, I think, a little bit.
It has.
I watched a lot of video. Haven't seen as many as I'd like to see. I guess I'll put it that way. But everybody has their own style, so they're not out there to please me. However they're getting it done, they can get it done. That was a nice quick tug on the arm by Max. Nice quick tug.
Yeah.
Changes the whole game there.
This is going to get tight in a hurry.
Yep. And then there's wrestling through all positions, and then there's knowing when it's time to maybe get to your base there. A little late on making that decision, and Max McGill gets the pin.
Wildcats go up 21-3. Woodbury Central's going to send out Carson Davis here at.
So this is Hemer, I'm pretty sure. Again, it does look like they're having track issues, so I'm not getting what the matches are. So I'm not going to know everybody they got here. Oh, they got it back up now. So that was Carson Hofling. Oh, no, sorry. That was, they got it all messed up. They got 170 was Carson Davis and Zach Hemer. But that's this match right now. So they got the last one mixed up. This is Carson Davis, and this is Zach Heemer. They're missing the 60-pound match because they did it on paper, I suppose. So Heemer's also wrestling family. Dad, assistant coach. Dad wrestled about the time that I was around that era.
Yep. You know, Carson goes out with a full head of steam.
Yeah. He's
No
kind
doubt
of
about it.
he's got the same mentality as Max. He's just needs a little more polishing, a little more work on kind of fine-tuning some things. He's not going to lay down there, though. He's going to work off his back, trying to get to the edge. Heemer gets the fall there.
Heemer gets the fall.
Talking old school, that would not have been a pin back in my day. That would have been out of bounds. Yeah. But probably a good change to make. I'd like to see him change it with the college, too, with just keeping the foot in, and we're still wrestling if we got one in the circle. Just makes everything so much easier.
Oh.
We're not deciding if you're out or if you're in. If there's a part of your body in, you're in. Just keep wrestling. I don't know.
They blame it on the
mat size. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's still like, okay, if a body part touches off the mat, it's blow the whistle.
Yep.
If they're inside the cylinder, any part is inside the cylinder and everything's on the mat, you wrestle. I mean, the rule doesn't change there.
Nope.
It makes it so much clear cut, especially for fans that are, new to wrestling or don't understand what, the sport to 100%. We make it difficult to draw new fans to watch this.
Yeah.
You watch a high school match and then you go watch a college match, way different. On how they call some of these out of bounds rules.
Couple of freshmen here. Brazamli's not a freshman, but wrestling a freshman here. Brazamli looking to get the fall here with the cradle. Brazamli's body type definitely lends itself to cradling. I know they're talking about that in the room, becoming a cradler, so it's good to see him get one there using that cradle. Heemer's not happy with the pin call on that one. Thought there was some space to be had underneath the shoulder blades there, but I think it might have been a matter of time either way.
Yeah. I think they were hoping that they'd get a roll through there, but we're going to send out Casey Newman here for the forfeit.
So again, I'm assuming we're sending Casey out because we need the points, and I would be surprised if I let Casey wrestle tonight. I think he's pretty fresh out that injury. Casey Newman, a freshman.
Out here at 220 to get the forfeit.
Yeah, so Newman's usually our 82-pounder. We bumped him. We're usually wrestling Libke at 195. Looks like we're going to push him up to 220. And it looks like for the same reasons. Looks like we have a forfeit situation. So Libke will get the forfeit, give us another 6 points.
Wildcats will forfeit at 285.
Yeah, and that's really too bad that we have a forfeit at 285. We have a capable wrestler there, and he's just got to make some decisions about what he wants to do. Looks like right now he's deciding he's not in. I think he's kind of waffling back and forth sometimes on some of those things. And it's too bad because we had him in football and he kind of came out late in the season and he helped us.
Yeah,
he definitely helped us, and he'd be doing the same thing here for us. Really like to see that out of him. So
he has the ability.
Yeah,
he has it needs to connect. Everything needs to start connecting for him.
So there's where we give up 6 that we probably had a chance of some points there because we're missing our 6-pounder tonight. Trading forfeits here. Never fun to see. It's kind of one of the things about smaller school wrestling that can happen. It's not typical for us to see that from us, but that's kind of one of the downfalls of small school wrestling.
We're going to see Brand Brever here at 120. Brand's having a phenomenal season so far. He's wrestled really, really well. And that it puts us in a little bind because we want to give kids opportunities. They have it at 14 weight classes right now. They're going to look at the weight classes here after this season.
Yep. 3 choices, right?
Yeah, 3 choices. It could stay at 14. What is it, 12 and 11? I can't remember
I can't remember exactly what they are, but I saw there were 3 choices.
But it's not going up.
No.
It will either stay the same or go down, and that's tough to see because we're limiting opportunities for kids, if you ask me. And that's not what we want to do in the sport.
No. So Brand really getting after a freshman here. We have Dayton Ulrich from OABCIG, 8-8 freshman. Brand is just a sophomore, so we're not talking about he's been around for a long time, but he's been around wrestling for a long time.
Yeah.
Also, another wrestling family situation. In case you're not catching a theme there, wrestling seems to be a little bit of a family tradition when it comes to this sport. So Brand has really, like you said, made a big leap this year.
Yes,
so.
yeah. He's got one loss to Braden Graff. Graff's one of the top guys.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Braden's going to go wrestle in college, but he's capable of going through a D1 program, I would think. If he decides to do that, I'm sure somebody would like to see where he would fit in at that program, or, I'm sure there's a lot of schools that are waiting for his decision on what he's going to do. So.
It's fun in the room to watch Brand and Cooley work together, just because, again, going back to the family thing, their dads kind of grew up with wrestling together too, and then watching those two boys getting to work together in the room and having such the seasons that they're having and putting in that extra work, and that's why they're having those seasons. It's not because their parents handed them some kind of special genes to be good at wrestling.
No.
It's not a secret that they're in there in the mornings pretty much more than anybody else at this point, and they're kind of having a couple of the most successful seasons that we're having on the team too. So that's pretty easy math to do right there. It's a nice job by Ulrich fighting off.
Yeah, that's that was a tough position to be in.
It's an energy suck fighting off the bottom for that long. So I hear the coaches in the room say a lot. Sometimes when some kids are struggling and maybe not seeing those wins go up on the record, they talk to them a lot about the fight that they have. I know Willer's won. He seems, like to feel like maybe it's not coming like he wants it to come, but they tell him a lot that he's got fight, and that's something you really can't teach. And when you got that, the rest of it comes a little easier. So
you're exactly right.
It's good for Ulrich to fight off that. Now he's getting after Bieber here, so Bieber's in a tough spot here.
He hasn't given up anything yet. He's probably going to. Nope. Good recovery there by Beeb. Good. I'll tell you what, that was good movement by Dayton there. Getting after a shot down 11-1, and pulling the trigger and saying, "What? I have nothing to lose."
No, you don't. I mean, I think that's a mentality a lot more guys have to have. I think as matches get bigger, we get a little tighter, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's important to them. They want to win. Every match feels important. You want to win matches. You don't want to lose matches, but down the road, you're going to win a lot more when you wrestle wide open and just say, "Let's get after it." And if it doesn't work out my way, it doesn't work out. I asked, your son's wrestling in college right now, so he's probably knows a little bit more about this, but I asked Coach Bramer all the time about college wrestling, because I was never part of it, just out of curiosity. I asked him, I said, it seems like guys never seem always that disappointed when they lose at these D1 matches. That I know they're upset, but they just never really seem like as upset as I would expect them to be. And he said, a lot of times they just care about how they wrestled. If they feel like they wrestled well and they didn't win, but they felt like they were happy with how they wrestled, they're happy with that.
I'll be honest, that's 100% the truth. Like, like I've talked about, Bo's wrestled in some opens, and he's wrestled at, at those things, and he was pretty deflated after the tournament, the Harold Nichols down in Ames, and he was more to the point where he wasn't sure if that was what he wanted to do anymore. And he went into the room, and Coach Roper and him sat down and watched film, and he called me afterwards, like, whole different kid. Like, they just look at it different at the college level. It's what was your quality? What was your hand fighting looking like? Just those little details. They don't need to look at the competition, like who you're wrestling. They're looking at your technical part of what you're doing to get better. So, a lot different than the win column and the loss column. 100%.
So, Ulrich is a fighter here. He's sticking in this match when it looked like he was going to be out early. I mean, the score's not showing it. Obviously, when you're down 11-1, that's not feeling like you're in control of the match. But I would have probably said earlier in the match it looked like it wasn't going to go his way and it wasn't going to last long. But he's stuck in this match with Bieber, so good for him.
He's scrappy.
Again, like we said earlier, Brand is rated by IA Wrestle 12th in the state. He got 3rd in conference last year. And like I said, he made some big leaps here. So this Ulrich's going to have to feel good about this match, however it goes. He really has been wrestling well against Brand here.
I mean, this is one where he's going to be frustrated. He's still young, just trying to develop mentally on how to accept this. But go back and watch the film, and you're going to pick some good things that he actually did in this match. He's put Brandon in some unique positions. I think Brandon needs to get right here where he's really been comfortable at. He's not pulling the trigger like he usually is. He's not controlling the ties. But this is where Brandon's been really successful so far this year.
I think last week he started a little slow in his first match back after break. So I don't know if he was really rolling. So I don't know if that little break just kind of gave him a little slow. I don't think we're going to see him completely peak or level out or anything like that.
No.
But he's just got to get back into it again. I think that's just true of wrestling. Guys that don't wrestle over the whole summer, maybe they're out for another sport or they do something else. You don't really see them getting back to what you expect out of them as a wrestler a lot of times till mid-season, maybe even a little bit later than that. And, unless you're talking wanting to break records with win totals or anything like that, that's really all that matters if you're wrestling your best wrestling at the end of the season there towards the postseason. So.
Yeah. 19-3, that would be a tech fall. Brand gets the tech fall right at the end of the match.
And, there's nothing wrong. I know Brand probably wants to come out and just put that kid away and show his dominance and the pin's the ultimate and all that, but there's really nothing wrong with wrestling some 6-minute matches and some long matches. It may not be the way you want them to go or you think they're supposed to go, but seeing a full match from somebody maybe who hasn't seen a lot of full matches can really pay off when you get down towards the end of the season.
Yeah. And Gunnar Voss gets the forfeit there at 126, so the Wildcats will win the duel 56-21, I believe is what it's going to end up being. So the Wildcats get the first win. They got to take care of one more to get a tie on the conference championship, so this next one is going to be critical. We're going to take a break here. We'll put the camera on the far mat. We're probably Justin and I are going to take a little break here but you'll be able to see the far mat action. That's Westwood and Ridgeview Wrestling down there on the far mat. They're at 170 pounds down there. The score is 18-9. Westwood is ahead. So Justin and I are going to take a break here, and then we'll be back once this duel on the far mat is over. We will have the live broadcast of Woodbury Central and Westwood coming up here. I would say probably in a half hour or so.
Yeah. So if you're watching it and you're just a person who likes to watch wrestling, it looks like you will see probably Jackson DeWald next. I'm not sure if they have somebody that gets it or not, but if you're just a person who wants to watch somebody that's wrestling, finalist last year, and I know that didn't he come back to 82 because he wants another shot at 10-old, I believe.
That weight class is, I think he's actually ranked third this year. I forget, there's somebody ranked third.
I had him from IA, had him at, third.
Third.
Yeah.
So I can't remember, but I know there's another kid that as soon as I see his name, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's going to be a barn burner between those three on who wins that state title. So Jackson's more than capable of doing it. So you'll see him next on this mat. So if you want to watch it, it will be zoomed in there. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back.
United Bank of Iowa is proud to support Woodbury Central Sports and ready to be your bank as Iowa's #1 ag bank for the past 17 years. Their experienced ag lenders are ready to help your farm operation succeed for generations to come. United Bank of Iowa is also ready to finance your new home, vehicle, or business. Come to United Bank of Iowa for your child's first savings and checking account and have all the benefits of online and mobile banking. United Bank of Iowa is committed to rural Iowa and the communities we serve. The difference is here at United Bank of Iowa with offices in 35 locations in West Central Iowa, including the local Mobile office, member FDIC.
In small town living, close to all the big city amenities. The Ridge in Mobile, just a few minutes from Sioux City. This growing development has affordably priced lots to accommodate any home, as well as move-in ready new homes. The Ridge is adjacent to Mobile's award-winning golf course and features city utilities and an on-site park, all in a vibrant community with an outstanding K-12 school, parks, pool, and more. For available lots, visit theridgemobile.com today. The Ridge in Mobile.
Insurance and Real Estate Sutherland, locally owned and managed for almost 40 years, serving all lines of insurance from life and health, crop and livestock, home, auto, and commercial, with 3 licensed real estate agents ready to serve the community. We're independent insurance agency, your trusted choice agency, with offices located in Sutherland, Mobile, and Anthon, Iowa. At J&K Insurance and Real Estate, we're dedicated to helping people live the good life every day. Try the JK way today. We're helping you protect what you own is more than business. It's our privilege. Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Worked hard to build your farming operation into a way of life. How do you manage your risk? How often do you review your insurance coverage? It's important to surround yourself with a team that knows how to protect your farm. Let EGR Insurance take the guesswork out of managing your farming risk. You've worked hard to build your farming operation. EGR is here to help protect what you have built. Contact us for the EGR Advantage.
United Bank of Iowa is proud to support Woodbury Central Sports and ready to be your bank as Iowa's #1 ag bank for the past 17 years. Their experienced ag lenders are ready to help your farm operation succeed for generations to come. United Bank of Iowa is also ready to finance your new home, vehicle, or business. Come to United Bank of Iowa for your child's first savings and checking account and have all the benefits of online and mobile banking. United Bank of Iowa is committed to rural Iowa and the communities we serve. The difference is here at United Bank of Iowa with offices in 35 locations in West Central Iowa, including the local Mobile office, member FDIC.
In small town living, close to all the big city amenities. The Ridge in Mobile, just a few minutes from Sioux City. This growing development has affordably priced lots to accommodate any home, as well as move-in ready new homes. The Ridge is adjacent to Mobile's award-winning golf course and features city utilities and an on-site park, all in a vibrant community with an outstanding K-12 school, parks, pool, and more. For available lots, visit theridgemobile.com today. The Ridge in Mobile.
Insurance and Real Estate Sutherland, locally owned and managed for almost 40 years, serving all lines of insurance from life and health, crop and livestock, home, auto, and commercial, with 3 licensed real estate agents ready to serve the community. We're independent insurance agency, your trusted choice agency, with offices located in Sutherland, Mobile, and Anthon, Iowa. At J&K Insurance and Real Estate, we're dedicated to helping people live the good life every day. Try the JK way today. We're helping you protect what you own is more than business, it's our privilege.
Welcome back here. We're going to get started against Woodbury Central against Westwood in the final duel of this evening. The coaches and captains were just out in the center of the mat flipping the coin toss to see who had to report first, and looks like the Wildcats are reporting first with Tristan Jessen headed to the table, and we will see who the Rebels put out on the mat. I am guessing it's going to be Derek Gilbert.
Yeah. Rebels have a number of conference tournament place winners. They have more returning place winners than Woodbury Central does. We obviously lost a large senior class. That probably has a little bit to do with that. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 returning conference place winners, a district qualifier, and then, of course, Jackson DeWald state place winner. Woodbury Central is going to put out their 6 conference returning place winners, but a couple of district qualifiers, a state qualifier, and a couple of ranked wrestlers here. So they have, again, numbers. Just to go back to earlier what we said, yeah, we're a little shorthanded, but I will tell you, get to hear some of the things that are said before duels and after duels. I get to be in on that inside thing. That's always kind of fun, some things that the fans don't hear. But Coach Thomas did say to them that we were short on guys, but we were going to find out who had more heart tonight. So hopefully the Cats come out and we find out if we are the ones with more heart or not. So he admitted that he feels like we have more talent out there, but it's really going to come down to heart tonight. When you're shorthanded, it's like who's going to step up and really put that extra in that we need. Bonus points can be big.
Yep, it's really going to come down to bonus points, taking care of your match. Like you said, we're going to have opens, but depends on how Coach Thomas, what his game plan is, and like I said earlier, he does have a game plan.
Yep, he does. Our coaches are prepared. They do their homework. They you know, I know that maybe everybody, when it's your kid especially, and they move them around weight classes or something, and it kind of looks like they put you in a bad spot. When it comes to duels, really, tournaments, I think, are a little bit more about, hey, let's go see what you can do. When it comes to winning duels, and especially with the conference championships on the line, those are kind of the things that we think are important around here. So, I mean, we're trying to put a team together, and when it's shorthanded, you got to make some moves, and they have a plan, I'm sure. So,
yep. Tristan Jessen on the mat here, and
he is against Derek Gilbert.
Derek Gilbert for Westwood is on the mat as well. Derek's probably got the second best record on their team. Correct?
Yeah, Derek Gilbert. This year he's 8-7, but last year was a district qualifier. He had some quality wins last year. I know that he beat Jordan Kamanivong last year, had a big upset victory. But it looks like Tristan is making some quick work here.
Nice cradle.
Another cradle from Tristan, so this might be a new thing, a go-to for Tristan. He's got the body for it, too. He's got those long limbs, and he's got a tight grip. So I don't know if Gilbert's going to break this or not. So Tristan either going to break it himself because he feels like he's not in position. So he's going to have to break that if he wants more back. Otherwise, he's going to take him right over for the fall.
Yep, there he should get the 3 awarded to him. We're in a different move here.
Yeah, he should.
We should get the back points awarded to us. So it's going to be 5-0 Tristan right away. Good way to start.
And again, talked about Derek Gilbert being district qualifier. Tristan wasn't with us last year, but let's not forget that Tristan is a state qualifier. Tristan also, we talked about earlier, placed at the Council Bluffs Classic his freshman year. So he's a skilled wrestler. We definitely missed him last year. We're happy to have him back this year.
Yep. And he takes it to heart. I think Coach Thomas probably told him, we need a fall out of you, and, you know, he's going to do everything in his power to do it.
Yeah, I was down below there hanging out with the team, and he was focused. He was very concerned with every announcement they were making over the loudspeaker. He had those nervous movements and the pacing going, so he was ready to go long ago, and that's what happens when you're ready to go. You go get that fall. So,
yep, he took the heart comment to heart. So we're going to get Carter Black down here. That one.
So here is where we're talking about making moves. So Carter Black is typically going to wrestle a 38, maybe a 32 for us. And we have him going all the way up to 45. We have him taking on Liam Lamb of Westwood.
So I would say this is a critical match for the Wildcats here.
I would agree. So nice takedown by Carter. A couple nice takedowns tonight for him. So Liam Lamb is a sophomore for Westwood, 4-9 record so far this year. Not a conference place winner last year. I'm not quite sure if that was not on varsity or just not a conference place winner, but. So Carter, a lot of work in the offseason. I know he worked with Coach Thomas quite a bit. He's putting in the work. And, for his sake, he wants it, and he's a hard worker. I hope it comes for him.
Yes.
So, nice there, right to the back.
This would be a big one.
Yeah, he needs to sink those hips. He's probably getting a little overexcited here. Really wants this for his team. He's a team guy. And he gets
100% a team kid.
Yep. So that's good for him.
Yes.
That's good for him, and that's the kind of thing that can get a team rolling. When you put somebody out there that's not used to being there and they go get a fall like that, things can start moving for you. So that's a good start for the Wildcats.
I'll be honest, I wish we would see that out of our bench.
Yes.
You and I are more excited than our bench on the sidelines about this.
Yeah, we need to get
the sense of urgency from us is a lot higher. And it's hard for me to watch because you can show a lot of videos of highlights of back in the day of dual matches, and our kids just don't get into it.
It's important to me. Maybe it's old school, but I like to win. That's for sure. So here for Westwood, we have Heilman. Heilman's a junior, 8-6 record this year. Got 4th at the conference tournament last year. Butler here, just a freshman for Woodbury Central. Having a good season so far. The last match that we were talking about, there must have been some more confusion on track. It was Veit that he was wrestling, who is a high high-level quality wrestler. So that's why that match was as competitive as it was. It wasn't a new guy. It was just a little mistake there on track. So I don't know where that name came from, but
yeah, had us completely confused.
Yeah.
We would have recognized that name real quick.
Yes.
Mike's
Again,
been
another
around
wrestler
for a
from
long
our
time.
days,
Yeah.
his dad. So
Yeah.
another
Been
little
around for a long time.
family tree there. I think Dad wrestled at OABCIG as well, but it wasn't that then. It was just Autoboat Arthur.
Yes.
So Butler getting the early takedown there. It's going to be important for him just being a freshman. I know sometimes he's wrestling such a mental game, just feeling confident in what you have to put out there and just finishing. Having a bounce-back match is big.
Yes.
So not coming back out and feeling sorry for yourself with that first one, just getting right back after this one. So putting him in danger here. Got that leg hooked. He's probably going to need more than that to hold him on his back, but now he switches it off. There we go.
That's a big one, too. Getting down 18.
We need falls.
We need all the pins we can get.
Every
it's a
fall,
race to 42 points is what it is for the Wildcats.
Every fall is definitely a win for getting us closer to that share of that conference dual championship.
So obviously the coaches are looking to see who the Rebels put out there. They believe this is the best opportunity to put Max McGill out on the mat. So Max is going to be out there at 160. Is that
for
Reynolds or Steinhoff?
For Westwood, it's either going to be Reynolds or Olson or Steinhoff. So let's see what we got popped up here. It's Reynolds. It's Kyler Reynolds for Westwood. He is a senior, 4-6 this year. Max right in there on that. He's going to get that lift like we've been seeing from him. He's trying to go right to back, so he knows as well that we need 6 here. I don't think he's going to do a domination drill or look to work around anything. He's probably going to look going right to a fall.
Yes.
I would be surprised if they were not instructed that this is not time to work on skills. This is get a pin.
Get on and off the mat.
And I'm also sure that Westwood's coaches are not new to the game either. They have probably also been told how important it is to not get pinned.
Yeah.
So they're going to be out there fighting tooth and nail to not give up the fall.
Coach Thompson, it's not his first rodeo.
No.
They are going to let Max go neutral again. Against Reynolds from Westwood.
So I would guess that was Max feeling like from the feet. He almost took him right to his back, was having a little more trouble turning him. This guy's fighting that a little bit more. Max is probably going to look for something big where he gets a lift and then tries to go right to that half out of the feet.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yep. That's right where Max wanted to be. Little cow catcher.
So that's good knowledge of your skills. He knew he was having a hard time turning him the other way. Goes right back to the feet where it was easier to get him right to his back out of that transition. So nice job, Max.
So far the Wildcats are doing everything they need to do to get to 42. We're going to put Berzomley out here next at 170.
Not sure who we have here for Westwood yet.
I'm guessing that's Brandon Steinhoff is my guess who that is.
It is Brandon Steinhoff. Brandon Steinhoff is a sophomore. He does not have a victory on record varsity this year. 7 matches, no victory recorded yet. Caleb Berzomley has a couple of varsity matches, 1-4 so far on this year. It has Berzomley listed as a freshman, but I know that's not true. He is a sophomore, looking to get the fall here.
That's really big for the Wildcats.
Yep.
That might have made up the difference as long as we win the matches we're supposed to win. From here on out, we might get this done. DeWald is coming out next, and I'm sure while the Wildcats are not going to put anybody out there against
They're going to give DeWald the freebie there. I'm sure he's not happy about that, just being back into it for the first time in a while. I'm sure he wants to get as many matches as he can as he works towards getting back to those state finals, but we have a different goal today than he has. So,
and to be honest, we're a little light up top, not going to lie. And we're young. We're really young. There's no reason for the Wildcats to put a guy out there against a top-level guy. I mean, he's one of the top guys in the state at that weight class. And he's
one of the guys, and one of the guys that we have is coming off an injury. There's really no reason to, put Casey Newman out there. He's a fighter. I mean, there's a chance he's not going to, give up a fall if he keeps working at it or whatever like that. I'm not quite sure if a win's quite as realistic as he might believe in himself. But the point is, really no reason to go out there and put him in a bad position to re-injure himself. So
on the mat now we have Ashton Lipke, freshman, and he is wrestling.
Yeah, I lost my track down here for a second. I clicked out of it with my phone. So
I imagine it's Dane Hunter is my guess is who he's wrestling. If it's Dane, he'd be a junior.
I did hear him say, "Let's go, Dane," so I think you're correct.
And Lipke shows some opportunities where he can really perform on the mat, and then kind of takes some steps back at times too. So, but he's a freshman. I mean,
so Dane Hunter is 4-10. He's a junior. Lipke's a freshman. Lipke's got 3 wins on the season. He's got more losses than wins, but I can tell you, I've seen enough of his matches to know that he's in them. He's in the matches. He's just got to learn to finish. One of the things you're going to see out of his stance right here that I know we tell him a lot is keep those elbows down. He likes to keep those up high, and he's not defending his legs. And when he'll take a shot here, he'll leave that back arm back there.
Yes.
So he did get it down there, so that's good. That's his go-to moves. That's a nice takedown.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, the kid has to start believing in himself.
Yeah.
So
something to watch here is they're going to go neutral, and it's not just because he got the takedown. Lipke has struggled with locked hands. We almost gave up the too many locked hands in the last match. So he did go down to the mat there with his hands around the waist. That's another thing he's going to have to work on. So if we can get the takedowns like that, the coaches are going to keep telling him to go neutral because he struggles with being on top of locking those hands up right now. It's something young guy move, just learning that, keeping a hold of somebody without keeping those hands locked.
And it's hard. These freshmen up at this weight that, he's obviously a little bit inexperienced. So, this early in his career, you're asking a lot out of him to come out here on a varsity mat. And
being a freshman at the upper weights would be tough.
Yeah, it's, as coaches, we get frustrated a little bit, but at the end of the day, this kid, he's going to, 4 years from now, when you look at what Warren Smith did from his freshman year to his senior year, there's a lot of opportunities that you can kind of close that gap and gain a lot of experience. And by his senior year, senior year, Ashton might be the guy.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, we all want to be good right away. It's a process, and when you are good right away, air quotes here that you can't see. A lot of times those guys have already put in a lot of time to come out as a freshman and be quote unquote good right away. They didn't just start off and just say, "Hey, I'm just good." So I'm sure that I don't know Lipke's background as far as youth wrestling goes, but he might have just started as an 8th grader or 7th grader. This might be his first year, so there's going to be a learning curve there, and he puts in the work, and by the end of the 4 years, he'll be all right.
Yeah, you're all right. Honestly, just let's stick with it.
Yep.
He has more than enough coaches in the room to help him.
So there again, we're locked hands almost. So we're dangerous there. They're going to have him go neutral again. I think he's getting the gist here of the issue with the locked hands, but he's got 2 takedowns that were real legit shots right there. So he's got great potential. Finish this match off when he's in control right now on the feet, and you always have the opportunity to let him back up and go to feet. So as long as he can stay dominant and stay on his guy, if you're going to go takedowns, you're going to go 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to keep that energy high and stay on the attack.
5 seconds left in the second period. 4-1. Lipke's going to have to circle.
So I like seeing him move his feet. Creating angles is such a big thing. Just going straight onto those shots. If you can get a guy moved and move your feet and create those angles, those shots come so much easier in such better position. So he's in on a shot again, and he can finish here with only 10 seconds. Keep him on the mat. Oh, I don't know. That was close. So you don't want to...
reports that Lipke did do some youth wrestling. So
Okay.
That's a positive. I mean, and you can tell in the practice room he does a nice job. It's just, a freshman at this weight, you're battling some maturity issues right now. So.
And I may have said this before, and it's definitely not a knock in any way against lighter weight wrestlers. My son was one, but coming in as a freshman in those lightweight weight classes is a lot more the speed you're ready for at that young age than maybe you're ready for if you're coming in as a young kid at these top level weight classes. You're wrestling some men.
Yes.
If you're wrestling a senior at 195 pounds, he is probably more of a man than I am right now, and that's going to be a big change in body readiness and preparedness. So.
Correct. Well, if he gets one more takedown here.
Yep. So nice defense there. Get around behind him.
There it is.
Nice. Cut him, they're saying. They're saying cut him before you give up the lock. They're calling for the locked hands. I think we might have missed a couple to our favor. So
6-2.
So now you're looking on staying on the attack and definitely not going to your back. So if you would give up a takedown, you got to move. I would think Westwood might be looking throw here at some point. Yeah, and here we go. We're going upper body around the head. And for me, the best defense is an offense there. When he goes around your head like that, his hand's out of position for protecting his legs. Just get a leg. Just get a leg and grab on. And there he goes for the throw. You just got to drop down to a leg there if you're Ashton.
Yeah, give up a takedown. Don't give up anything big.
Yeah. When he goes to whip that headlock, that head toss, you got to drop to a leg. And if anything, just hold on at worst.
Yes.
Got to circle. Don't push into him. Don't give him that pressure. There you go. That is. He's going to try to neck wrench him here. Nice job, Ashton.
Yes, go back to your feet.
They're going to say to let him go.
Him to go to neutral.
I understand what they're saying. I'd be willing to give.
I'm
not second guessing our coaches. I just don't like the big 5-pointer coming. That's a possibility. So
yeah, 5-pointer, 20 seconds left. The pen's in the works there too. I mean.
If I'm Ashton here, I don't push in, but I definitely take a shot, and I get it on the leg, and I said, at worst, get it in deep,
point, 10
hold
seconds
on.
left. You run around the mat.
I agree.
Yep. You do not engage in anything.
Some people might yell out stalling, and that's a bunch of BS,
fine.
but it's like, you've earned your 5-point lead.
Yes, that's got to work.
You didn't stall this whole match out. You've taken them down over and over again.
4 takedowns to 0.
Yep. There's no sense of putting yourself in danger when you put in all the work. So.
That was a win that we didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, so that really puts it in the Wildcats' favor here.
Yep.
So we're probably going to forfeit here at 220 and 285. So we'll give up 12 points here to the Rebels.
So I got to tell you, the coaches got to be super happy with Ashton, because I know there was some not Ashton's best in the last couple matches.
Yes.
That might have been coming right after Christmas. But that is more of the kind of potential that we see in Ashton that we'd like to see moving forward. And I really encourage him to go back and watch that match for himself. I don't know how much kids watch film, but go watch yourself and see the things that were successful for you and keep going back to them and say, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep going back to it because I believe it works. I've seen it work.
Yeah, it works.
And go back to it.
And, that's, as coaches, we see the potential there. And then when we don't see the effort, he gave the effort tonight. Look what the result was. So, when we don't see the effort, boy, it gets frustrating. But he has it in him. Ashton has it in him, and that's a lot of fun to watch him when he puts it out there and he exerts himself. And obviously he took it to heart, whatever coach said in the locker room about this duel, for what we needed out of every guy. He took it to heart, and he showed it right there. So that was a great win. Great win for him.
So Westwood picks up a couple of forfeits, one for Dylan Waite, and then at heavyweight for Thorin Rodney. They get to pick up 12 points there. And that brings us to 106, where I know the Wildcats are open. We only have one wrestler at 106 in Axton Lindgren, and he's not with us tonight. Wasn't a little under the weather, so
they're going to report Devlin Joel. I would imagine that's who they reported to.
Yep.
To bump up Jackson Pritchard to wrestle Avery Willer.
A little surprised, actually. I was told that a wrestler that I know that Westwood's kind of high on is Gabe Rivera Hernandez, and unless I heard wrong, I heard he weighed in at 113 tonight. So really? I thought he might be out there with a little more experience to try to get that win, but maybe they're going to wrestle him against a Brand and see what he's got against a higher level wrestler. So Willer also the same. We talked about him earlier. Same as Ashton as far as good potential there. Not getting the wins that he wants, I know, but you can see that he's a high-energy wrestler. He's definitely a fighter.
Yeah.
He listens. I'll tell you that about him. In the room, you give him advice, and he wants to know, and he listens, and he does what you say. So
yes.
I like seeing him on the attack here. Get on that chin.
He's going to be a young man that, if he sticks with it for the next 4 years, people are not going to know where he came from.
Yep.
Because he has a really good work ethic. Positive young man. So a lot of fun to watch.
So did we say this was Jackson Pritchard?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's sophomore. He's 12-2 this year. He got third last year at conference. So successful wrestler so far in his career. Has had some success.
That would have been at 106 last year.
Yep.
I mean, that would have been behind Sinchins and Gloss, right? Were those 6-pounders?
So I like how we didn't belly out there. We got to just keep working back up to our base. We can't give him this wing. He's going to work for a wing or probably a block off on the wrist and go for the half. So
we got to get to our base. Yep, good job. Yep.
Even small things like that look so basic. Just getting rid of that half Nelson. He struggled with that early in the year. Now he just gets rid of that right away. So that's good for him. He's going to want to get to his knees here. Hold on, my man. You got 5. Don't go.
Good bridge again.
Good again. Oh yeah. All right, so he gave up the back there, but we didn't give up the fall, so that's good. As long as he's in the match, he's in the match.
Yeah, I mean, over at Northland, I mean, he hit those high crotches. Pulling high crotches like crazy on top. And this is where we want to be. I mean, neutral.
Yep.
This is probably our best spot right now where Avery's comfortable at.
The thing is, you give up that back, and you're just 2 points down. You get a takedown, even ball game begins, so he's going to want to get his offense to get this 2. This is a big takedown for this match.
Get up!
If Westwood gets this takedown here, they're going to be up by a couple scores. And so Willer's going to have to work a little bit more than he would have if he would have got that takedown. So he's going to want to fight hands here.
Oh, suicide cradle. Yep. Darn it. Should have posted out left hand.
So he must have a tight grip there because Willer's having trouble getting the hands broken, and he ends up getting the fall.
So Wildcats give up 6 there.
So 3 matches left to go.
30-33. The Wildcats need a
decent part of Wildcats lineup here. So, yeah. I mean, we've put ourselves in a position where
we feel pretty good.
This is ours for the taking if we go out and get it. So,
yes. This will be Chapman from Westwood, I believe.
Colin Chapman has on track here. Colin Chapman's a sophomore, 6-9, 5th at conference last year.
Colin's mom was a graduate of Woodbury Central. So, Jennifer.
Oh, okay.
French, yep.
As I said, Brand Beaver last year, 3rd at conference, ranked 12th this year. Oh, yeah.
Potentially dangerous there on the knee.
Brand's going to go to work here on a butcher. Nice roll through on that. I think probably on that, Brand needs to slow that down a little bit. He smelled blood in the water there, tried to go hard at the butcher. Really, sometimes if you take that around a little slower and just let it kind of wind tight as you go around there, you're going to have a little more security when they get there, because you are susceptible to that roll through where you don't have that backside blocked up. Yes. Going through a little slower tightens it up a little bit more. He's going to reach for it again here, I would think.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about
it. So Brand's got bat going here. Looks like we got a chance at a fall if he tilts him up. That looked like a fall. Okay. Now let's say look flat there for plenty of time.
There's the fall for the Wildcats. So puts it to 39-30.
2 matches left to go. Westwood's still in it. So Westwood could tie it with a tech and a major, a fall and a win. They could obviously win it with a couple techs or a couple pins. I would be surprised to see that happen with the 2 wrestlers that we have left.
Yeah, we feel real good at 32 and 26. We feel really good here. So
Gunnar Voss taking on Jeremiah Berg. His dad also was a wrestler. Not for Westwood, though. His dad wrestled for Mapleton, but his brother, I'm assuming they're the same relation. I would assume a brother at some point. He was a successful wrestler for Westwood. So Gunnar gets that too. He's going to go for this butcher. Again, we talked about it. This guy's really working. He's going to slow her down. You get it. Keep it tight there. This could end it. This could give Wildcats the win they're looking for.
Sure, and we got it right there. The Wildcats get the win for the duel, regardless of what happens this last match. Woodbury Central will win the duel and be a tri-conference champion, I guess, for duels.
Yeah, so. assuming that KP and West Monona both also won their duels tonight. Obviously, the best case scenario is if one of them had a slip up somewhere along the line. It'd be better for us if it was West Monona than Kingsley. So they're just going to go ahead and give Cooley
victory. So
forfeit.
It's going to go 51-30. Woodbury Central wins the duel to finish the conference duels out. Woodbury Central ends with 1 loss.
Yep.
The first loss that the Wildcats have suffered in conference in the last 5 years. They got beat against West Monona the first night out. So we're going to have a share of the conference championship. Yep. Nothing to be ashamed of there. We're going to prove it at the tournament, I guess.
Yeah.
And see who wins that. Hopefully the Wildcats are at full strength. It'd be nice to get Lindgren back at 6. Schultzen, he's sick at 70. Be nice if Adrian's back at 285. He's a place winner if he's back. I think Casey Newman should be back. I mean, Blaze is on the bubble. We haven't really heard exactly how long he's out.
We've heard a couple different reports. I think we got to still look a little closer at that. He's still feeling some pain there. So, again, we talked about it back at the first duel when we dropped that one to West Monona. They've been, working hard, and they've been coming up, and they deserved that win. But I will also tell you, I think that we feel that's one that we also could have had if we wrestled again. it could also go the other way. So I don't know where we'll end up at the end of the season. Excuse me. We end up in a regional situation or something like that, maybe we'll get another crack at them. But for right now, I would say they got to be happy that I'm sure not satisfied, but somewhat of a nice feeling to say, okay, we kept that string alive. We still got a little piece of that. But for me, anyway, it is.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Still have a piece
100%.
of that, and
especially being a little bit limited on what we had for the guys tonight to come out and win 51-30 and. Take care of business. Obviously, what Coach Thomas talked about in the locker room.
Absolutely.
The guys took it to heart. For every one of them. We won the matches. We pretty much thought, I'm never frustrated with Willard just because I watch him in the practice room. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get better every time. Coming out on putting him out, first-year guy on the varsity roster, he's going to come with some lumps, but he goes out and he gives his best effort every time. So there's no complaints there, and from a team perspective, he's got to enjoy the success we're having as a team and look at it like his role this year is to learn, to get better, and to come back next year and have more of a, give more back as far as the wins and losses that he has.
I think overall, take from the Westwood duel particularly was that we had guys step up, and you could see by the way that we wrestled. We knew it was serious, and there was no playing around. We went out and got falls when we knew we could get falls, and we weren't messing around with anything or acting tired or kind of like being complacent. We went out and got things done that we needed to get done and took care of business, and that's the result. So we know we have it in us, and like you said, we get back to full strength. If we get everybody on board with that mentality, I think things will only go up from here. So.
Yes, I would agree. So we're going to close out tonight's broadcast. We appreciate everybody that tuned in and watched. We will be live on Saturday morning over at Chipotle. They are letting us broadcast that, live stream that on Saturday. Their only request from us is not to make it public until we actually kind of get over there. So they want to get as many fans in the stands as they possibly can. One thing I think we've all tried to be in doing this is I get that. Like, COVID did have some limitations on who could show up, so financially it was a hit on a lot of schools. I mean, a lot of schools depend on people showing up like tonight. It was a nice crowd tonight. I know Tripoli, that place will be a packed house.
Hey, if you can get there, there's really nothing better than watching wrestling live. And we talked a little bit earlier about the high quality wrestling is going to be there. It is a trip. Right, so the people that are going to come are likely the people that just love wrestling. People love Woodbury Central wrestling. You got kids invested in it, then you're going to be there. But we also know that for some people that's just not a situation they can do. Maybe it's your schedule, or maybe that's just not a drive you can make. So we're happy to bring it to you from there. And there's nothing to get you if you can't make it. But I'd encourage you to be there. There's nothing better than having a crowd behind you. It gets the kids going. It makes everything more exciting. So if you can make it out there, I'd encourage you to make the trip. I know the team stays for a couple days, so you can kind of hang out around where the whole team is and everything like that. Small little town, small little gym that's easy to fill up, and if those kind of things don't bother you, it's a good time. But we'll be there to broadcast it and try to bring as much of the excitement to your home as we can if you can't make it, and watch on the stream.
Yes, we're happy to be able to present it to you on the stream. So we'll be back in action on Saturday, and we'll look forward to bringing you the live broadcast, and we appreciate everybody that watched tonight. And the Wildcats pick up 2 duels tonight. They get a share of the conference dual championship, and pretty exciting time for the Wildcats. So have a good night. This broadcast was presented by Justin Locke and Jeff Klingensmith, and we appreciate Fuller Digital Solutions for giving us the opportunity to present the live stream, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.
Have a good night.